Good afternoon, soccer fans. This is Rustin Ledke, and we are at Caswell Park. We're going to get kicked off the afternoon match with the East versus West boys soccer match. Weather seems to be holding out pretty good, so we're excited about the match. And we're with the West team today. We've got a few questions for them. Coach Leonard Wolfel, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing fine. Nice weather.
It's beautiful. Can't beat this. Fortunately, we are not underwater like some of the rest of southern Minnesota, so good thing for us today. Why don't you tell me, how long, Leonard, have you been the coach of the boys program at West?
Well, I've been involved at West for 20 years. The last 19 has been the varsity coach. And we got probably 100 kids out this year for soccer, so it's great soccer at West High.
That's awesome. 19 years is fantastic, and the tradition continues. Over 100 kids. I know you've had that for several years, so something's going right, doing great work there. Why don't you give us just a quick overview of how the season's gone to you so far this year?
Well, we're doing great. I think we're tied for the lead in the Big Nine. We dropped a non-conference game against number 1 Orono, defending champ. Hopefully learn something from that game and can put it into play today. And today we're just looking to come out and communicate well on the field, connect a few passes, and hopefully get a few goals.
Yep, I know that Orono team's a pretty good squad, so maybe we get to state and you see those guys again. So, also, quick question for you today: is there anything specific we should watch for today's match?
Well, I just think you have to throw everything out the door as far as records and who's got the better kids or whatever. With East-West game, you never know which way they're going to go, and I just hope we can look for good matchups throughout the field, both offensively and defensively, and of course I hope we come out on top.
Awesome. Well, I wish you luck, Coach, and I appreciate you taking some time with us today.
Thank you.
Excellent. I'm going to move over to the captains for the West squad. Boys, why don't you introduce yourself really quick, let everybody know what position you play on the field and maybe how long you've been with the West program.
I'm Tyler DeFore. I'm a senior goalkeeper, and I've been with this program since 7th grade.
Hi, I'm Trey Burmeister. I'm a senior center back, and I've been playing West soccer since I've been a sophomore.
I'm Jake Makala. I'm a senior. I play forward, and this is my 6th year on varsity, playing in the program.
My name is Mason Balster. I'm a senior. I'm a center defensive mid, and I've been in the program for 6 years.
Fantastic. Thank you, boys, for sharing that information. Good luck today. Obviously, I got a few specific questions about the event today and the game today and maybe just a little bit about your season. So what has made your team successful so far this year?
What made our team successful so far is we're a senior-heavy team, which gives us lots of experience. Our defense is pretty much a new defense, and they're stepping up huge in big games, and we're putting the ball in the net, which allowing us to win games.
I like that as a goalie, giving a shout-out to the defenders. I can appreciate that myself. Thank you, sir. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what it's like playing not only just your crosstown rivals, but maybe kids that you've played soccer with before in the program and the Big East-West game?
Yeah, Pack the Stands is definitely a fun event to come out here, have all your friends supporting you up in the crowd and all those kids you know over from East, and it's really about getting the bragging rights from the town and making sure that stays at West High and making sure that we have the bragging rights on our side of town.
All right, well, good luck with that today. What is your favorite Pack the Stands memory or moment for you?
Personally, it'd probably be my 8th grade year when I've had my first Pack the Stands. But as a team, probably my sophomore year, just because we played very well the first half. We were up 1-0. We had a 35-minute rain delay at halftime, so I took a nice little nap. And we came back, and West came out strong the second half, and we ended up winning 5-1.
I remember that moment. We actually broadcast that game, and we only broadcast the very first half. So, and we missed a lot of the goals. So, but good luck today.
Thank you very much.
What are some of the specific goals that you guys have for the rest of the season?
Well, following this game, hopefully we come out with a win, and then we'd like to go on and win the conference, and then hopefully make an appearance in state. It's kind of lofty goals, but if there's a team that could do it, I think it's us. So looking forward to that.
Good luck to your goals, and good luck today. Thanks for sharing. Hi, we're back. Rustin Ledke at Caswell and Pack the Stands event, and we're going to interview the East Boys squad. Got a few questions for him. I'm actually here with Jared Asplin, who's the coach of the boys program. Jared, how you doing?
Not bad.
Excellent.
Beautiful day.
Yeah, good to see you today. Thank God we can get this in, right?
Yes.
So, hey, Jared, how long have you been the coach of the East Boys program?
This is my 13th year as head coach. I've been with the program for 15 years.
That is fantastic. Good work. We appreciate the work in the community as well. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how the season's gone so far?
We've been a little bit up and down. We played some really good games. We're 4-3-1. So we've been doing okay. We've had some big games that we've came out on top, and some close games that maybe we should have won and we haven't. But we're going well. I think every day is getting better for our club, and guys are improving.
Keep fighting, peak at the right time, get ready for sectionals, right? So good luck with that as well. Is there anything specific that we should look for in today's game?
Just the compete level. I think we're gonna come out and compete. Obviously, this is a big game for everybody. It always is, and we just want to come out and do our best and give our best effort we can.
Excellent. Anything specific you think today will help you guys pull down the W?
I think the midfield. If we can control the midfield, I think we'll be successful today. That'll be a big component for us, and as in high school soccer, if you can control the midfield and win the 50-50s, you're going to do well.
Completely agree. Good luck today. Thanks, Jared. Also, I have a couple of the captains from the East squad with me. Boys, why don't you introduce yourselves? Let the audience know what position you play on the field and maybe how long you've been with the East program.
Yeah, I'm Colin Knutson. I'm a captain, and I play in the center mid. I've been in this program for 2 years because I came here as a freshman.
Excellent.
I'm Drew Davis. I play the center back position, and this is my 6th year playing for East.
Thank you, guys. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what's made your season successful so far?
I think chemistry. Our team really synergizes together, and you can see it on the field. We're all friends, and we have fun. And we're young, so, I mean, the younger guys like to step up and try to prove themselves, which is nice.
That's awesome. Number one, have fun every year, right?
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, you guys wouldn't want to play the sport. So, pack the stands. You get to play against some of your friends that you play with during the summer season, and then you get to play against your crosstown rivals. What's it like playing in this kind of game?
Oh, it's always fun. It's a little nervous before the game, but you always have fun. You go on the field, and you're playing against your friends, so you kind of like talk to them on the field, maybe make fun of them a bit. But, it's always fun. It's a fun game.
That's good. I appreciate the humor. I love that. What is your favorite Pack the Stands moment so far?
It would probably be the 2014 just Pack the Stands game because both teams were just stacked with talent that year, and it was just a lot of fun to play against some of the best players that I've ever played against.
I remember that game. It was a lot of back and forth, good physical game. It was a lot of fun to watch. And what are a few of your specific goals for the rest of the season?
One of our goals that we set out to be was top 3 in the conference and just have a solid end of the season and play well through sections and hopefully get back to the section championship.
Yeah, I know you guys did that last year. You guys kind of peaked at the right time, so I hope you continue to do that, and good luck with today's game. We are ready to kick off the boys' game for the Pack the Stands event and the Greater Mankato Soccer Get-Together. The boys are out on the field right now, and they're going to talk about Jacob Wetterling and the and Minnesota Soccer's affiliation to Jacob Wetterling's tragedy and celebrating his life.
Earlier this month, as others search for ways to grieve this loss with the Wetterling family, the Jacob Wetterling Resource Center, along with Jacob's parents, Patty and Jerry, encourage the use of the number 11.
Wetterling family with the connection to the Mankato area, both Minnesota State alums. So this is a very touching story here locally.
At this time, we ask you to join us in a brief moment of silence as we reflect on the number 11 for Jacob initiative, and as we take this opportunity to celebrate Jacob's legacy.
Talking about the Jacob 11 initiative here and the traits that I think we'd like all the young players out here on the field to exhibit in this exciting Pack the Stands game this evening.
We are about 2 minutes from kickoff here. I'm Rustin Ledke, by the way. I will be doing the play-by-play for this game. Sitting next to me is my friend and co-announcer, Kevin Beisman, and he'll be doing color commentary.
So it's been a great game here. We were both busy in other roles here during the girls' game. Rustin, an assistant coach for the Mankato West. I as the chair of this event. So it's nice for us to both take a load off here and sit behind the mic, and it's going to be a great game out there this afternoon.
Yeah, Kevin, I know there's been a lot that goes into the planning for this event, not only coaches, ADs, parents, coaches' parents. Can you just touch base real quick before the kickoff? Just talk about what actually goes into pulling this event off.
It's a fun one to plan. I've been able to be part of the committee for several years. Brian Fell, as the host AD, approached myself and Shane Boyer and Brian Frederick about being the co-chairs for the event, and we were glad to do it. Yeah, as you mentioned, a lot of logistics. It runs on volunteer power. We've been meeting since early August. It's nice to see it all come to fruition. The weather cooperated today, and it's been a great day of soccer here as part of the great Mankato soccer get-together.
Yeah, and who would have thought 80 degrees and sunny after the weather that we've had for the last couple days. So we're very grateful and thankful to get this game in. We would be slightly remiss if we didn't talk about something pretty big that hopefully might happen during this game. We have got a local player in Jake Makala that is sitting on the cusp of some rarefied air. He has got 111 goals, I think, Kevin, right now, and 112 is the state record. So we may see some history today.
Yeah, he was moving in on it the other night, and I know that it'll be a battle of wills out there. I know that Jake would like to get hold of that scoring record here in front of a big home crowd, in front of his mother, who doesn't get to see a lot of the games, Chrissy Makala, the West girls coach. But I know East is going to do their best to have that record come another day. So we'll see. It'll be a nice test of wills out there.
Absolutely. Kevin, both you and I saw the really good section matchup last year between these two teams. And I'll tell you what, East did a very good job of shutting down a top scorer in the state. They've got a good strategy. Let's see if they implement that same strategy in this game.
Yeah, last year, number 2, Colin Knutson, who's very familiar with Jake, has played a lot of club soccer with Jake, drew that assignment, did a nice job, trying to mark him all over the field, and it was an effective strategy. We'll see if they go to it again here today.
The Scarlets are in white jerseys, and the Cougars are in black, and we've got kickoff. Ball's played down to the corner. New goalkeeper this year, Zach Stanley, for the Cougars. I think he moved here from out of state, Kevin, is that right?
Yes, Zach is the son of our new university vice president for advancement, Kent Stanley, who will be on here as a guest later, moved in from Utah. So he had an opportunity to play some spring soccer out in Utah. I think his team played into the state semifinals out there, and now playing fall soccer here in Minnesota.
Yeah, from what I've heard, Kevin, they've been very excited to have him, and he's been doing an outstanding job. We are in the Scarlets' offensive end. Good run by Mason Balster here, but he couldn't get quite onto the ball. I expect the first 5 minutes or so here, Kevin, each team will still feel each other out, even though they know each other probably as well as two teams possibly could. All the local connections, the Mankato United connections, and kids growing up together. I think we're still going to have a little bit of a feeling out period here.
Absolutely. That was the course in the girls' game, and I think that familiarity, they know each other's game a little bit, and it takes a while for them to kind of work some new strategies and to get beyond sort of that familiarity and get some good flow into the game.
Got a free kick here to the center. Scarlets couldn't get on it. Cougars are looking to clear. Good clear by the Cougars. Moving it up the flank. I'll tell you what's outstanding, Kevin. As we get to watch this game, we get to look across and see how many fans are actually here. And I think the name Pack the Stands is pretty fitting at this point.
Yeah, they're packed in there pretty good. I know they even went over to set out some cones as kind of a barrier over there to restrain the big crowd that we have on hand here and show them, where they could and could not cross the line.
Cones and 80 degrees, and we have snow fence as well, I think. So, ball in. Tyler DeFore looks to be tracking that one, and it's over the net.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can get an attendance figure here. It's a day of everybody coming out and enjoying soccer. Past the sunblock, though, it's a scorcher out here.
I do believe I am going to be a little red after this one, Kevin, but that's okay. It's almost October, and I might have a sunburn. I'm good with that.
Yeah, in the girls' game, we did have one of the officials with a heat issue move from the center position to the AR and finally came off the field. We're happy to report that he's doing okay after getting some attention on the sideline near the end of the game, but feeling much better. But it's going to take its toll on the officials and the players out there. They're going to need to stay hydrated. It's a warm one.
Looks like the Mankato student section has gone with a whiteout today, and if I could tell what the East fans are doing, the student section looks to be possibly doing a blackout. So if you happen to be walking around the event, you'll be able to see lots of white, lots of black supporting their teams today. Jared Lim with a nice mover, too, and boy, did the Cougar defense really get in on him on that one, Kevin.
Yeah, they pressing him pretty hard and getting a good mark there, moving him off the ball and setting up the counterattack.
Ball out to the flank. Jared's trying to track this one down. It's cleared by Andrew Davis with a nice turn. You can hear the crowd's pretty excited about that one.
I think some of them are calling for contact, and some of them are recognizing a nice play, dispossessing the attack.
I think he actually goes by Drew, if I remember correctly, so maybe I'll try to remember to call him Drew throughout the game. East is looking to transition here in the midfield, but Colin Knutson does a good job of making sure East keeps the ball.
East a relatively young team. At times you'll see 10 sophomores, as many as 10 sophomores out there on the field for the Cougars.
Yeah, I actually had a chance to talk to one of the parents before the game, Kevin. They're awfully excited on where they think their team is going with the youth. And maybe where they're going to be in the next couple of years. They think they'll have a really good squad here in a couple of years and maybe have as many as 12 to 14 sophomores on a varsity squad. So if you can do that and have a really senior-led team here in a couple of years, I could see the Cougars being very dangerous.
Yeah, they've had some really nice outcomes this year. They had the one setback against Chaska veteran club. Sort of an anomaly for the Cougars. I think they broke their will early, and East fell behind and got a little bit outplayed in that one. But as you say, youthful look, very promising future.
Yep, and I think the Scarlets continue to build their program. I think if Leonard mentioned over 100 kids again this year, and so it's not always the rebuilding process for the Scarlets. It's a lot of times it's just the reloading process, it seems like.
Yeah, I do think they have 18 seniors, including one Jacob Makalo, who's going to be a tough one to replace.
Yep, that will be a key component for them. I know they're hoping to make a good run this year. Wes is moving the ball forward. Jake's got his first touch of the game, I believe. He's going to take the player on one-on-one, beats him with speed to the corner. And he got toppled a little bit. It looks like we've got a first PK of the game. He got hit from behind just inside the box.
He's down, and we're going to get our first crack here at tying the state scoring record. Will come on a PK here for Makala.
Savvy move by Zach here. Grab a quick drink of water. I know as a goalie I like to try to be in control of this situation as much as you can. Goalkeepers are intended to stop maybe 1 or 2 out of 10 of these, so advantage Jake here. And that is the tying goal, 112, Kevin.
A really nice honor for Makala. I think they'll, if in fact he does break the record, I know that they have a in-game recognition plan. On the board though, West with the PK and tying that state scoring record.
And I'll tell you the reason for that score right away, Kevin, is Jake's just aggressiveness with the ball, the speed with the ball, and just his willingness to go to the net and make something happen. And that East did as best as they could, ended up with the foul from the backside.
Yeah, you saw some very good moves, very good control on the ball, but he kept his body low, shifted those hips, breached the Cougar defender, and all they could do was to salvage a scoring opportunity. There was commit a foul in the box, and Makala made him pay with the PK.
I know for the West fans, it's always exciting to score in that first 5 minutes. And as a coach, it always feels good to get something on the board early. But I'll tell you, the most dangerous time in soccer is the next few minutes after somebody scores. So the Cougar offense is going to look to get aggressive here, and the Scarlet defense is going to have to make sure they maintain the ship here, so to speak.
Yeah, we'll see how the Cougars answer here. They also do have a slight wind advantage here in the first half, so it's important that they right the ship right here and answer after being knocked in the mouth with the early score from the Scarlets.
I'd look for him, Kevin, to get Zach Yarrow, number 10, involved here. He appears to be their top scorer with 9 goals, 3 assists throughout the year. I know he's had a couple games where it's been multiple goals for him, so I look for them to try to get the ball on his foot, maybe inside the box here. No, good job by the defense.
Bailey Marshall driving the ball out of the corner there for the Cougars, sending it into the 6, but quickly turned away there by the Scarlets.
Some midfield play here. Good job by the Cougar defense with some communication here. When you've got top players and aggressive forwards like that are coming at you, boy, that communication is going to be key for the Cougar defense to be successful today. Yeah, I think we got a foul on one of the West defenders. Looks like it was maybe Sam Ambrose. Oh, take that back. It was actually a throw-in. Colin does a really good job there of just being patient, waiting for the Scarlet defender to make a mistake, and he just does a little cheeky poke through.
Yeah, he's got a great set of feet on him and excellent soccer IQ. He's a smart player, a coach out on the field, a captain for the Cougars, a great leader for them.
Yeah, he does a really nice job. Playing that center midfield position is really important for both teams, to have somebody that's got that level of skill, that level of vision, but also is willing to really come back and play defense and just be aggressive on both sides of the ball. You know, many times you see a lot of those top scorers and leaders, you know, they favor one side of the ball, but I get the feeling with Colin, he likes playing both sides of the ball and is aggressive on both sides.
Yep, he's the captain of the midfield there, and as you mentioned, it's so important to have those skills you mentioned, and that leadership out there. Does a nice job leading the Cougars from the midfield.
Bailey Marshall was looking to slide in there, was looking for a pass. I couldn't quite break the Scarlet defense. Sam Ambrose with a nice job stopping that cross. The Cougars have had the ball down in the corner a couple times, Kevin, and it looks like the Scarlet defense is just doing a good job of stopping that cross or causing them to take the ball over the end line.
Yeah, East likes that short, controlled passing game, and they're actually doing a very nice job with possession here. It's been pretty even in that regard.
Cougars are looking a little dangerous here. Good possession. Colin Knutson looks like he might have got hit, but no foul.
Coach Jared Asplin working the officials there, hoping for the call. I think we saw the same thing here, and maybe he'll get that one another time here.
Good aggressive play from both teams. Good job by the Cougars defender to go up and above and get that ball and keep it in the offensive end for them. Long ball to the outside by Jared Lim. Scarlets with a nice build-up here. Big ball to Jake. Great punch by Zach. Really, really well done. I love when a goaltender takes control of the box like that. Great job.
Yeah, there were numbers up there for the Scarlets on that attack, and then Zach Stanley very aggressive coming out there to defend that play. You mentioned the goaltenders. We've got a couple top 25 goaltenders here in DeFore and Stanley. So I expect sort of a low-scoring game here with that kind of talent in net.
Yeah, both senior goaltenders, both ranked really well in the state. Lots of opportunities to keep their teams in the game. Both seem to be really good, both with low balls and the balls where they've got to kind of jump over, go in the corners, upper 90. These guys seem like they can take care of the whole net.
DeFore kind of continuing a tradition with the West football team being the place kicker. Maybe had to ice a leg last night. I believe he had 8 PATs in the blowout win over Austin last night. So DeFore seeing double duty as the place kicker for the West Scarlet football team, maybe soon to be #1 ranked West football team,
Jimmy
and
Miller.
out here in net.
Jimmy Miller on the ball, looking for a good cross here. Cougars are bringing a lot back. It looks like they've got 9 back when they transfer to defense. And I'll tell you, with a high-powered offense, sometimes you need to drop a couple of extra players back in, maybe defend the flanks a little bit more and pack it in the middle as well. But they seem to be doing a good job so far. Obviously, the one goal of the game so far came on the PK. But outside of that, they seem to be defending really well.
Yeah, they're really doing a nice job getting numbers behind the ball. Making West work for it down here. They're going to be patient. I think they'd like to keep a low-scoring game, stick around to the end, and make a late charge, in the second half.
Ball back in the Scarlet side and dispossessed. Let's see if the Cougars can counterattack here pretty quickly. Yarrow has the ball. As I mentioned, he looks like he could be pretty dangerous today. Great ball across the center. They're doing a nice job keeping possession.
We've got Ken Stanley over here. He'll be our in-half guest here in the couple minutes, maybe saying hello to his son, the goaltender, en route.
Yeah, I look forward to talking to him, Kevin, and learning a little bit more about their journey here to Mankato, and some news about his position and updates on Mankato soccer as well in general.
Absolutely. He's been a great addition for us. He's got a great background, very successful basketball coach, won a national title at one level there and in the collegiate ranks, and has been an athletic director, so he's very helpful in mentoring me, and we're so happy to have him as our new vice president for university advancement. We're going to raise a lot of money for Minnesota State University with his leadership.
That's fantastic, Kevin. You know, with the growth that we've been seeing in Mankato and the growth that we've just been seeing in the Mankato area in general, it is just a fantastic thing that we can attract top-level talent for all kinds of different leadership positions, whether it's at MSU or at a city level or any of the businesses in town as well.
Yeah, it's a thriving community, and it's helped us, be an attractive place to be for incoming and on-the-move professionals, and we're so happy to have Ken here, and I know the Cougars are happy to have Zach in net, and let's pitch it to Kent and have him sit in here and help you along with the color in the first half.
Sounds fantastic, Kevin. Cougars have got a free kick here. This one's going to come from about 45 yards out. Let's see how they line this one up.
How you doing?
They're going long. They're going to see if they can find the opposite side. Good cleared header by the Scarlets. Joining me today is Kent Stanley, who's new to the Mankato area, so we're excited to have you. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
It's good to be here.
Excellent, excellent. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey to Mankato? I know your son is obviously the goaltender here, dressed out in the bright orange as a goalkeeper, looking good. And I know the Cougars are happy to have him. But can you tell me just a little bit about your journey here to Mankato and what drew you to the Mankato area?
Sure. I've spent most of my adult career in college athletics, in some form or another, but been on the academic side of the house as well as a faculty member. And but I guess the bottom line is I grew up in northern British Columbia in a logging family, and I'm the one who got to go to college, and it was largely because of an athletic and academic scholarship. So
wow, that is fantastic. Great ball in. Oh, the Scarlets just missed getting a foot on that. It actually cleared all the way across the 18. They are keeping possession, putting the ball back in. Jake tried to get a foot on that, but it looks like it's going to go out of bounds.
And then the linesman comes up with the offside flag.
Yeah, it took a little while. But that's all right. We're glad to have as many referees in the area as we can. So, especially like Kevin had mentioned, one of the center ref in the middle of the girls' game started getting lightheaded and seeing stars. So we're thankful to have the number of referees that we do have. Can you talk a little bit about the impression that you've had so far in Minnesota and high school soccer in Minnesota?
Sure. I think there's lots of talented kids, and there's an element of kind of the American homegrown game, and you see all sorts of little nuances from the immigrant game. I mean, soccer is global. And every part of the world plays the game a little bit differently, and so it's always interesting to see, this kind of melting pot element with a game like soccer, and so it's interesting. I'm coming from a part of the country, northern Utah, where we actually have the highest per capita of kids playing soccer in the entire nation.
Oh wow!
And so the reality is a community about the size of Mankato had 5 really good sized clubs. And so the club options and opportunities, like with a U16, U17, kind of where Zach had been playing most recently, there were most clubs had two teams of boys that age.
Okay.
So you didn't have to. I guess the bottom line as a parent, you didn't have to travel a lot to get good competition. That was and then what was really fun then is the valley we lived in had 3 really large high schools, and so great rivalries. But all these kids that played on all these different club teams then those things were split up, and they all ended up playing with different teammates when the high school season came. And there, the high school season is in the spring.
Okay.
So right now is in the heat of state cup and things like that on the club level. So it's been interesting following up with friends and Zach's former teammates and parents, et cetera, of how that part of the season's going.
Good ball by Colin across the net. Trickles out of bounds. Will be a kick here by Tyler DeFore. Yeah, it is interesting. Minnesota is still growing in the area of soccer. In Mankato in particular, I know we're getting a lot more in the youth. The club has record numbers over the last couple of years of kids that are enrolled.
Customers, Dad didn't flinch while Zach made a fantastic save out there on the field.
Little rough play there, but no call. It's shoulder to shoulder. Good job by both teams. It looks like we're going to have a throw-in by the Cougars here in the corner, almost where there'd be a corner kick. Devin Swing with a long throw. I don't think the ref liked where he's taking it from, Kevin.
Going to be a little more precise, moving back a little bit here. Scarlet's trying to throw a hard mark here and keep it down in their zone.
Good clear by Colin Knutson. Sometimes, Kevin, from a defensive perspective, when you get that opportunity to clear the ball, you just have to do your job and knock that thing out there and kind of try to reset your offense, and Colin did a nice job there.
Yeah, showed a lot of poise under pressure there. They were, West, I said, was trying to throw the kitchen sink at them a little bit in terms of packing it in and keeping it in that zone, and Knutson showing some patience and some poise to get it out of there.
Dangerous moment there for the Scarlets as Tyler DeFore came out to grab the ball. Looked like he maybe didn't get his hand on the ball the way he wanted, and kind of juggled a little bit, but he nonetheless picked up the ball and got possession back to his team. Really impressed so far, Kevin, with the connectivity of the Cougars throughout the midfield. It seems like when they get the ball into a dangerous position, it's because they've been able to move the ball centrally, make 3 or 4 connected passes, and then find that opportunity to find somebody either running onto goal or with a large cross.
You sound like a guy that interviewed Coach Asplin before the game. I think you just listed their keys to success. When they've been good this year, it's been with that possession game, that short passing game, and they've done a nice job with it here this afternoon.
Scarlets are moving up the field, getting into their offensive end. Ball's back on Jake Mackless' foot. Went for a through ball there to Jimmy Miller, but couldn't quite control the speed on that one, just maybe a little too heavy of a touch.
Yeah, the West attack was trying to time things there. They were just, I think the Cougars were trying to pull them into an offsides trap, and they had to pull back on the throttle a little bit, kind of messed up the timing a little bit of that run. But again, a good effort from the Scarlets in getting it down into the attack zone and good pressure defensively there for the Cougars.
Both teams have had a pretty successful season so far this year. Cougars come into this one at 4 wins, 3 losses, and a tie. And the Scarlets have come into this at 7-2. And I know the games that they have lost have, on both sides have been very close games. They've been very competitive. In fact, Kevin, I think when we looked at the QRF rankings for this section, I think West is number 1 right now, and I believe East was 4 or 5, which is great seedings for both those teams.
Yeah, they're both going to be, West, I know, would like to hold on to that number 1 seed in the section. They'll be hosting right out here at the complex if they would hold that spot. East, there's going to be some movement in those section rankings. I know that they'd like to play from a good position and potentially get a couple runs at home early on in the postseason.
Nice job by the Scarlets moving the ball outside, using the width of the field. Something that I've seen so far defensively from the Cougars, I've been really impressed with number 13, Kobe Gagnon. Kobe is a tough player, as you can tell. Looks like he's got the headgear on to avoid concussions, and he also looks like he's got one arm wrapped up. So sometimes, Kevin, as those center backs, you got a pretty tough job there. You need to be pretty physical.
Kobe, a very tough kid. I think that wrist was just fractured earlier this week. They've wrapped it up and back at it today. That's a tough kid. He's very, very integral to the Cougar defense. He was out late last year, and that's when they took a little dip. And he's a very important cog in the Cougar defense there from the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a big portion of that is why we're still sitting on a 1-0 game. Collins looking to go long. He finds Yarrow, who is dispossessed by Trey Burmeister. Trey, nice job as he's taking the ball upfield, looking like he's going to be dangerous from his center act position, carrying through field. Lost possession. Bailey Marshall fighting hard for that one. Kevin, it looks like the field might just be a little bit slick. We've got a few players sliding down. I noticed during the girls game we had a couple of those, especially when they go to put that plant foot on the ground. They tend to slide a little bit.
Well, the fields have actually held up pretty good here, considering we've had 6 inches of rain here in the middle of the week. But, yeah, they are slipping and sliding out there a little bit. Some of that field conditions, some of it comes with a little bit of late half fatigue, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Jared Lim on the throw in here. Scarlets are moving up. Long throw inside the 18. Looks like we're going to go with a goal kick. We've got some argument.
Makala working the official a little bit, and I think he's talked him into a corner. It very well could have been the right call, but Makala communicating with the official out there, and we're going to see a corner for the Scarlets.
Yeah, and I think I may have actually heard the East players say that it did go off of them. So great sportsmanship demonstrated there between the two teams. Really appreciate that at any level. Bailey Marshall looking to go one-on-one. Nice little shoulder fake. He's able to find the ball across to Osman.
We talked about that soccer player-football connection. It's Bailey Marshall on the other side of town taking over for Ben Schwartz in that place-kicking position. I think it's Marshall's first action in football since maybe touch football in the youth years.
Yeah, both football teams seem to do a pretty good job, Kevin, of recruiting a kicker. And I think there's a tradition there on both sides where, the incumbent kicker is probably actually does the scouting for the next level kicker or the next grade kicker.
Yeah, both Marshall and DeFore will move on from both their soccer teams and their football teams, and so they'll be scouting young talent on the soccer fields. I think, looking for some place kicking to lead the Cougar football and Scarlet football teams next year.
Yeah, and you mentioned Tyler DeFore. I know. At first, I don't believe his intention was to go out and to maybe play football at another level, but he's kind of really gotten an interest in it, and it almost looks like that's where he wants to go. Great ball across, very dangerous from Jacob Makla to Jared Lim. Kevin, that maybe went by a foot or two. Real dangerous play there.
Yeah, Makla sent a nice ball in there at about the 6. Lim trying to slide onto it, and they just about hooked up there.
We'll have a goal kick here by Zach Stanley. He looks to be getting his team organized on where he wants to put the ball. Let's see if the Cougars can win this one out of the air. Got the first touch. It looks like the second possession's going over to the Scarlets. Got Jake through the middle again. They've got 4 players on Jake. I don't think that's going to be an easy one for him to win. 4v1 usually doesn't pan out so well.
No, I know he's used to playing small-sided, but when you're outnumbered like that, the odds are against you.
3v1, we might give him a chance. 4v1 might be just too much.
I think the fans are on their feet every time Makla approaches the net. They're ready to celebrate that record if, in fact, it would happen this afternoon.
Good ball to the outside here by Sam. Looking to play a little more possession here. Maybe find that dangerous angle from the outside coming in. Yeah, a little bit of a foul there by Anis.
You know, we don't want to overplay that football-soccer connection, but it seems to me that I've heard that Loyola also has a soccer player as their place kicker, this time from the girls' soccer team, Nora Coughlin, handling the place-kicking duties for the Crusader football team.
Wow, Kevin, I think you're right. And I'll have to make a trip to a Loyola game just to see Nora kick the ball. I know I've worked with her a lot in soccer, as have you, and boy, that would be awful fun to see her do the place kicking for Loyola.
I'm told that's the case over at Waseca. I haven't confirmed that, but great for those young ladies stepping up and not only getting action in their primary sport with soccer, but also helping out with the kicking duties for their respective football teams.
Looks like Yarrow for the Cougars is going to come out and get a quick water break. I know today is just really hot for these guys, and we haven't really played in this kind of weather for a few weeks, so it may take a little bit of toll on both teams. Bailey Marshall with a nice header to the center. Couple nice passes. Cougars are doing a good job possessing the ball, playing simple in many cases just to keep that possession.
As we mentioned, the Cougars playing with a slight wind advantage here in the first half. They've also got the shade advantage. No shade along the sideline, but some nice shade off the scoreboard end here. And the Cougar girls retired there during the half to kind of catch their breath. And maybe we'll see Coach Aspelin take the boys up there in the shade and regroup here.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Kevin, I didn't know that the shade was down there. I think we would have tried to regroup our girls down there, too. It was a very good strategic move by Coach AK on the girls' side. Well done. Some midfield play here. Colin does a good job of just poking that out. Nice little toe poke pass.
Knutsen's persistent there, creating another turnover there for the Cougars.
Suleiman Haji with a long ball across the center. Looked dangerous there for a second as Bailey Marshall was on it. Jared Lim with a hard tackle there. Looks like he got called for the foul.
I think that's going to be just outside the box. We'll see how the Cougars attack this.
Yeah, it looks like he's asked for 10 yards. They've got 4, maybe 5 in the wall from the Scarlets. Tyler DeFore doing a good job of directing the wall as to where he wants them. Let's see what the Cougars go with here.
You finesse it or you drive it straight at them?
Boy, with that many in the wall, I almost finesse it, but what a shot and what a save by Tyler DeFore. As we had mentioned earlier, both of these goalies can go airborne and defend that upper 90.
Yeah, he pushed it at him, took a crack at the net there, going for that far right post, and DeFore there to make the save.
Cougars do earn a corner kick out of this. Let's see if they can be dangerous here. I know they'd love to tie this game up 1-1. Whoa, what a fantastic save. I couldn't tell which number that was. It might have been Trey Burmeister, it might have been Mason Balster. I'm not quite sure who kept that ball out of the net, but the Scarlet defender was able to head it off the crossbar, and the ball came out, Kevin. That was a pretty exciting play.
Yeah, they really made a nice play there off the corner, as you mentioned, created a great chance off the top iron there. As you mentioned, the Cougars would like to gain that momentum going into the half and tie this thing up.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they look a little dangerous here, Kevin. I think Cougars are doing a great job, and again, on a hot day like this today, it's a good idea to play a little possession soccer and see if they can run the tires and wheels off the Scarlets here a little bit and get back in this one.
A little bit of a chess match on the sidelines as both coaches jockeying their lineups. As you mentioned, the heat taking a little bit of a toll here and trying to get a little additional rest as we head towards halftime.
Nice ball by Kobe to the outside. Lots of room. They're giving him some good room for the outside back to possess. That was number 18, Nicholas Thielsen, excuse me. Good choice by the Cougars using that width. Good job by their outside forward. I think he's maybe about 4 yards on the outside line there. And again, when you're playing soccer, if you play really narrow on the offensive side, you're making the defender's job a lot easier, right? One defender can defend 2 people a lot of times if you play a little too narrow.
Yeah, excellent strategy on how they defended down there. It looks like it's a little tough for us to see down. We're in the opposite corner here along the sideline. It looks like we're going to have...
I think one of the players is down.
referee signaling for stop of time.
Yeah, I know Colin Knutson is standing over the ball looking for the cross, so it might have just been a foul in the corner there, Kevin. Tyler DeFore with a great tall save. Looks to get the offense started, looks to counter quickly, right out to Jake Makala's feet, and look at Jimmy Miller go. Good ball out to Jimmy. We got 2v5. Let's see who wins. Yep. Good job by the Cougars regrouping. Kevin, I know a bunch of the Cougars were over here getting water and had to regroup pretty quickly to get back on the defensive side.
Yeah, and might bit of action there. Knutson lofting a nice ball in there, as you say. DeFar going up high and triggering the Scarlet counterattack. They were on the move there. Jimmy was making a nice outside run. They just ran into the Cougar wall down here on the other end.
Pat Collins for the Scarlets putting good pressure on the ball there. Trying to earn a corner kick for his team, but it looks like it's going to be a goal kick taken quick by Zach. The speed of Colin Knutson was able to keep that ball in on the side. And again, the Cougars are going back into their possession. We don't have stats keepers here, Kevin, but if I had to guess, I would say possession arrow would definitely be in favor of the Cougars to the tune of maybe a 60-40 range, or maybe even a little bit higher.
That'd be a pretty good guess, and that's their game, and maybe creating a little frustration for the Scarlets, but here comes Makala on the attack.
And the Cougars really are doing a good job of collapsing on him when they have the ball. They're getting numbers back really quickly, both from the central. They've got their tough, back line led here by Kobe, and they seem to get back with 6 or 7 every time that the Scarlets look to counter.
Yeah, they're doing a great job back there. Not a lot of quality chances for the Scarlets here in the first half. They, we mentioned Makala breaching the Cougar defense there early on, making a little run, getting tripped up in the box. That led to the PK, but not much since then.
This could be a good scoring opportunity. Hard-driven ball in with a little flick. Oh, Makala tries to get on top of that with a volley effort, but the volley effort hit the bottom of the ball. Nice bit of skill, though, trying to get that side volley in.
Yeah, that's a goal scorer's shot there. A half chance there. You got to take everyone that, when you're scoring that many goals, about to come the all-time scoring leader in Minnesota, you take those half chances because he's a natural-born killer.
2.5 minutes left in the half, and you could hear the Cougar sideline trying to rally their troops and see if they can get a goal here. A 1-1 would go a long way for Jared and his halftime talk, I think.
Absolutely, that'd put the wind in the sails of the Cougars if they could somehow find a way to knot this up before we go to intermission.
Jared Lim with a nice little pass, had to leave his feet a little bit, kind of slide to do that, but again, Cougars are back with numbers, clogging up the lanes, doing a good job of marking Jake when they need to. Yarrow appears to be back in the game, slips a little bit, but keeps possession.
Yeah, the way they're marking Makala, you wonder if they've got somebody assigned to take him to his car after the game.
He might have his keys. He might escort him right out to the car. So nice job for the Cougars. They had 4 or 5 connected passes. Another nice job here. Good fight between Colin and Jimmy. No foul there. Just good rough efforts and intense efforts by each player. Dangerous period of the game here. 1 minute left, and the Cougars are building. Good job by Mason Balster to step in front of that Yarrow shot.
1 minute in the first half.
Yeah, Yarrow got a nice wind on that, and Balster able to step in there and get the block.
Yeah, I would say headed into the second half here, Scarlets are probably going to have to find a way to curb that possession from the Cougars. I know Yarrow seems to be dangerous a couple different times here. The second part of the first half seems to have some really good scoring chances and opportunities by both teams, but I would say that the build-up has been really good by the Cougars.
Big crowd on here and being entertained by an outstanding crosstown rivalry soccer game here this afternoon.
Absolutely. Got 20 seconds. Colin Knutson's going to look to take this one fairly quickly.
little gamesmanship out there. Could maybe gone to the card there for delay a game, but the Cougars will get one off here.
Ball in, headed out, and it looks like Tyler DeFore is on that quickly, and that should be the end of the first half for us, Kevin. We're going to end up with a 1-0 halftime tie, and probably the most exciting thing that happened in that first half was that we've got in Mankato, tied for the all-time scoring lead with 112 goals, Mr. Jake Makela.
And we're going to hear from Jacob's father, Rick Makela, here at halftime. We're going to hear a little bit about what it is to kind of manage a household with the wife as a coach of the Scarlet girls soccer team, and trying to manage a very busy household with a number of soccer players there. We've talked about Jake, his younger brother, also on the Scarlet team. Aubrey coming up through the Mankato ranks. So let's pitch it to you, Rustin, and have you visit with Rick Makela about heading a very busy soccer household.
Rick, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. Big game. Pack the stands is always a exciting time in the Makela household. I know that.
Absolutely. With Chrissy coaching and obviously Jacob and Tyler playing day, it's kind of a big day for us.
Yeah. You've probably spent more time than anybody that I know, maybe other than myself, on a soccer field. And I know your family definitely greatly appreciates your support. And I know you've had fun not only supporting Chrissy throughout the years and the girls program, but also your sons and supporting the boys side of soccer as well here in town. So we thank you for that. I want to talk a little bit about what is it like being a cheerleader both for the girls program and the boys program, and what kind of things do you key in on for either side of the program?
Well, obviously it's crazy in our household every year. For the first 13 years, basically, it was just supporting my wife coaching, and then once Jacob and Tyler have come to the program over the last 6 years, it's been a hard balance because if Mankato West plays in town, obviously the girls are away and vice versa. So it's been tough, but Brian Fell has done an outstanding job this year trying to set up the schedules so Chrissy can watch Jake play a little bit more, which has been really great. Yeah,
this year we've definitely attempted to have more of those back-to-back home games. Exciting for everybody, honestly, to be able to see both games, but especially exciting in your household.
Yes.
So
and that he got to tie the record tonight, and hopefully he breaks it in the second half. It was great that Chrissy gets to watch it too.
Yeah, so that's fantastic, and I know it's fun. We'll have it on the broadcast, which will actually be extra special too. So you'll have great video.
Okay.
You'll have some great footage of that, and we look forward to the second half and seeing if that record gets broken. That'll be fun.
Hope so.
Can you reflect just a little bit on Pack the Stands? Obviously, with Chrissy being involved as a coach for Mankato West for 21 years, and having sons that are in the program and will continue to be in the program, reflect on a little bit for us. Just what has Pack the Stands kind of meant to you and your family?
Well, like when Chrissy and I were talking the other night, the first 12, 13 years before Pack the Stands was created, you'd be lucky to have 150 kids show up at the game. Now you look at this, you look out there right now, there's over 1,000 people right now, and that's just great. It's great that both East and West support the high school soccer, and it's been really fun to watch. So
yeah, I tell you, Kevin and I in the broadcast were able to look over. You see the whiteout from the Scarlet fans, you see the blackout from the Cougar fans, and those student sections have grown every year. Lots of parents, grandparents. I know my family in particular loves coming to the games as well. The addition of the band, it's just grown year after year.
Well, and there's a lot of support just besides the players and fans, everybody behind the scenes who do a really good job to make this happen also.
Yeah, there's a lot of effort that goes into it. Kudos to my broadcast partner here, Kevin, who's one of the co-chairs for the Pack the Stands.
And he does an outstanding job.
Effort this year. So his organizational level has kept everybody on task, and we appreciate everybody that's been part of the Pack the Stands committee, both this year and in the past. Appreciate, obviously, all the leaderships that the coaches, that the captains' parents have been able to provide as well, and that's good to have their level of involvement. It really is a community event.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
Can you talk a little bit about, we talked about in the first half, 112 goals for Jake. Can you talk a little bit about kind of how long has Jake had his eye maybe on this target, and kind of what's it like in your household as he's trying to chase this thing down?
Exhausting.
Yeah.
It's been a fun ride. It's been 5 years of him playing since his 8th grade year. As a parent, I'm always looking at those numbers. As for Jake, he's not looking at those numbers. His main goal right now, he wants to go to state. He's a lot like me right now. We just want the record just to be done so they can start to focus on the rest of the year. Jake and I have gone up to De La Salle to scout Orono. We've gone to watch Worthington play, St. Peter played in East, so we've done a lot of scouting outside. So Jake sees the big picture.
Yeah.
State is more important than the record.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say, and Chrissy probably feels the same way. So we don't tend to look at those individual records. They're kind of the byproduct of what happens with the team. So it's good to hear the whole family has to adopt that mentality to keep it a little sane in the Makala household.
Yes,
so.
absolutely. Yeah, it's like I said, it's tough, but kids are having fun. They're playing well. Both East and West today are playing extremely good games too.
Yep. And so you've got another son that's in the program as well.
Yep. Tyler, who's 9th grade, playing on the JV team.
Okay.
Who had a nice assist today to his his cousin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. And then Aubrey is, I know, still part of Mankato United and playing soccer as well. So we've got a Makala soccer family.
Yes. It's been soccer all my life.
Do you guys get a chance to talk anything besides soccer in the household?
Normally no.
No, yeah. We're a big soccer family as well, so I get that. We really appreciate you sitting down with us. We're excited to see what might happen here in the second half or whenever that record might fall. We're excited to hear about the goals that Jake has, both on the soccer field and kind of advancing here into state level and competition for his team. So good luck with that effort, and thank you for joining us today.
And good luck to both teams for the second half.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Greater Mankato, to the second half. We're going to get underway here shortly as the referees are taking the pitch. Scarlets appear to be taking the pitch, and East seems to be wrapping up the halftime speech as well, Kevin.
Yeah, welcome back to our viewing audience out there. And something else we're going to welcome is a little cloud cover here, giving us a little respite from very intense sun, but we'll take that anytime when we can get it in late September.
Yeah, and I know this event actually was moved up, Kevin. We moved the event from, I think this game was supposed to be a 6 o'clock start, and we moved it to a 3:30. I don't know who the weatherman is that made that call, but probably a really good move.
I'm not sure there was a meteorologist in the group, but we kind of put our heads together and looked at the forecast. There is some more rain coming into the area, looking like maybe about 7:30. So hopefully we've made a good decision. Get this game in here before we get any weather and go home and enjoy it. Enjoy the replay of the broadcast at home.
Absolutely. So just to recap, our first half scoring was by Jake Makala on a penalty kick inside the 18. And we had several dangerous scoring opportunities. A really nice save by Tyler DeFore. Another really nice save, a fingertip save by Zach Stanley from the Cougars. So we had some exciting play, but we're sitting on a 1-0 lead for the Scarlets.
Yeah, as we mentioned, with two top 25 goaltenders in the state, we thought it might be a low-scoring event here in that cross-time rivalry. We were talking about the weather coming out of break. Not often big separation between these teams, but we did see it the last time the event was here. After a long weather delay, we saw West come out and score a lot of goals in the second half. We'll see how it goes here.
Nice little combination play there to get the ball on Jake's feet. Good vision by Jared and good movement off the ball by Jake Makala. Absolutely, yeah. In fact, almost like deja vu with the clouds moving in a little bit, but we'll hopefully beat that, and we'll be able to broadcast the whole second half of this game for you.
Yeah, let's hope we can stay on the air. But, I recall that vividly. Weather moved in. Fans moved out. We put the teams in the building here at the complex. Almost an hour delay, I believe, and Makala came out smoking, I believe, and put up 3 goals in about 4 minutes in the second half once we resumed 2 years ago up here, packed the stands at Caswell.
I got to tell you, Kevin, it's really fantastic. And I know the beginning of Pack the Stands was always, back at Dakota Meadows, back at Kennedy, both great complexes. But when you think about the Mankato community and kind of where soccer is going, investments that both the city and the club have made into this complex. In fact, our girls just call it the complex now. They don't even call it Caswell North. But very exciting where I think soccer is headed. And I'm really glad to see teams taking advantage of being able to play here, both with the lights and with multiple full-size pitches on the field here.
Yeah, quite the upgrade here with the complex coming on. Land of memories. It was really kind of land of bad memories down there, and it was hard to get the city's teams to come down here and play and take the club seriously. But what a complex, what a turnaround for the club, going from one of the most challenging facilities out there at Land of Memories to one of the best in the region, one of the best in the state, now hosting the state tournament, state cup. That would have never happened if this facility had not come online.
And I think you're being kind, Kevin, when you use the word challenging. So, Cougars again doing a nice little build-up here, looking to possess through the middle. Good ball to the outside, right back in, and the Scarlets are moving the ball up. Colby's there to stop that effort.
Well, we'll stick with challenging. And speaking of challenges, one of the things that we always faced down there was Land of Memories in a low-lying area. I believe it's flooded out down there. It's still a practice area for the club, but they're facing some difficulties down there with high water. That's the norm around here, though. We're thinking about our friends in St. Clair and Waseca and what they're dealing with flooding in those communities.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. From what I've heard, Land of Memories is probably still completely underwater. Very, very dangerous effort right there. As we had mentioned before, Yarrow, one of the more dangerous players on the Cougars, with a really nice effort there. And he's also kind of got that goal scorer's mentality. He just seems to be getting himself into the right place, right position.
Yeah, that was a nice flick there. He had DeFore frozen a little bit. If it had been on target, it would have been a tough one for Tyler to get to.
Jared Lim with a flick header, trying to get that outside, see if the Scarlets can move up. And we're back with the Cougars with the ball. Seems like Cougars continue to have their possession at a really high level. They've come out. They're trying to be really aggressive here with that scoring opportunity by Yarrow. And ball seems to be in the defensive half here for the Scarlets quite a bit.
Yeah, again, the Cougars showing a lot of patience. I think they want to hang around, keep this close, and play for the win late.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good strategy here, Kevin, if they could keep this to a one-goal game. You just never know what might happen in one of those. Here was Jake trying to get forward. Looked like he maybe just got his shoulders over his feet just a little bit too much, and got a little too much body lean. Ended up losing the ball.
Yeah, he's got good mobility, a good work rate out there. Just got a little lean, got the weight out over the toes a little bit, and just slightly out of control there. But you'll take that attack mentality 9 times out of 10. He'll create a shot for you out of that.
We got the outside back here, Nicholas Thielsen, looking to advance the ball and get into the offensive side, helping the Cougars. Long kick. And I think I know exactly where that ball, Kevin, where that went. There's a small lake over there right now where that ball happens to be residing.
Yeah, we've got the new netting over there. Flew that as well. Maybe that's the Cougar tryout for that place-kicking position already underway.
Absolutely. Either that or maybe we need to invest in another 10 to 20 feet of net. Mason Balster's going to take this goal kick for the Cougars. Or, excuse me, for the Scarlets. Jimmy Miller's got the ball. Good job getting that to Jared across. They look to be dangerous there, but Drew Davis stepped up with a nice defensive effort.
DeFore showing us a little leadership here in the back. It seems to be getting a little chippy down on this end, encouraging his teammates to keep it clean and stick to their knitting and just zip the mouths and play good, solid defense out there.
Kind of a back and forth effort here in the second half as we get started. Cougars maybe a little bit better on the possession, but it seems like both teams are having a little trouble connecting and finding maybe that third, fourth, or fifth pass that gets them into the offensive area and really dangerous. Good job by DeFore taking control there, spinning the ball out quick, and they're looking to counter.
Yeah, both teams doing a very good job defensively, keeping their marks. Not a lot of open space to play in out there. It's going to be one of those things where they're going to have to continue to work their attack, their scheme, get themselves into some open space, and try to create that scoring opportunity.
Seems like both teams are maybe looking for a little bit longer ball to advance it in and maybe try to find that target forward. Here's a good ball to the corner with a big cross with a dangerous scoring opportunity headed aside. Good job by DeFore to control that one. Kevin, I was waiting to see if the AR's flag was going to come up. That was awfully close. Good job by Bailey Marshall staying on sides.
Yeah, nice crossing pass there. Marshall tried to spin the wheels on that bicycle, but just couldn't quite connect.
That would have been a highlight reel kick, that's for sure. Cougars seem to be attacking with numbers as they're moving forward here quite a bit. Nice job on the flanks as well. Seems like whenever the ball gets to the inside, both teams are having a little trouble with possession. Attempted bicycle kick by Yarrow. Neither team seems to be too excited about players going up and making that kind of effort and looking at it as potentially dangerous. We've got a player that's got a little bit of an ankle issue here potentially, and Nicholas Fabritas, who's I think the German exchange student.
Yeah, we've got bodies all over the field here. Fabritas back up after what looked to be an ankle injury there. Makala on the run here.
Oh, Makala, good job to control and possess. Off the crossbar, Kevin, again.
There we have the record.
Rarefied air. Mr. Makala, you now own the scoring record, the goal scoring record in the state of Minnesota. Well done, 113 goals.
I think we're going to see a little break in the action. Jake over there embracing some family members along the sidelines. His teammates going over there to congratulate him. Coach is awaiting him with the game ball. We'll have a brief announcement here from the PA recognizing the Makala accomplishment. Part of history here today, Rustin.
Boy, what a great moment for the Makala family. You know, we had Rick here at halftime, and we're able to talk about some of the goals that they have as a family and for the program, and kind of what this has been, both good and bad, chasing this record and getting to this record for their family. But I was able to notice that Chrissy was over there, and I think Chrissy might have got the first hug, so I think that means a lot. And the fact that this can happen at a Pack the Stands event where she was able to coach the first game and get that W, get a win, and then congratulate her son on such a milestone event, I think is just fantastic.
With that last goal, Jake Makala from Mankato West has now scored 113 career goals. And
being acknowledged here by the PA announcer, given the game ball. Little break in the action here.
I think great thing here, Kevin. The East fans were cheering the record breaker as well, and what a great show from both sides. You know, we're a Mankato community. We can celebrate things that happen even if it's at a different high school, but we're still part of one community.
Yep, you know, a few high fives even from the Cougars. I know that they'll be friends after the game. They want to get back in the action here, not break their momentum too much. Let this be a huge swing for the Scarlets. So they were anxious to get play back underway, but still giving him his props. They're all good friends off the field. A lot of them playing club soccer together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I would imagine after the game they'll probably get an even more of a chance to celebrate that record, both as friends and family. I've noticed, Kevin, that the game and the intensity and the chippiness maybe has picked up just a little bit, and the physicality. Obviously, nothing wrong with a physical soccer game, but both teams have tended to be a little more physical in the second half, and I think it just speaks volumes in regards to kind of what's on the line here in the Big Nine and at the Pack the Stands event.
Yeah, you've got some great athleticism out there, some physicality. We hope the officials kind of keep it under control. We mentioned a crosstown rivalry, but a friendly rivalry. A lot of these players, as we mentioned, teammates during the summer season with club. But it is getting a little chippy here. I think both coaches trying to get it under control here.
We're going to have Mankato West's athletic director join us, Mr. Brian Fell. How you doing today, sir?
Great. Thanks for having me on, Rustin.
Absolutely. Always good to see you at these events, and we always get an opportunity. You seem to make all the athletic events that I attend, so I don't know if we have the same interests or if that's just your job. So
probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
You know, I'm certainly at a lot of events, and It's been a busy week with obviously pack the stands today and football last night and soccer on Thursday and we had volleyball on Tuesday. So yeah, it's been a busy week.
Never ends until what, like June 3rd for you or something like that, and then you maybe catch your breath a little bit.
Well, honestly, then a little bit, but if we get state softball, if we get kids going to state track meet right around that, that first weekend in June there, and so it is a year-round type of a thing.
Yeah. Well, you definitely are a busy man.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. But it's a good busy though too.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Well, we appreciate all your efforts. What can you talk a little bit about your impression this year of Pack the Stands and kind of maybe, I know you've been the athletic director now for
my 4th year.
This is your 4th year, so this is your 4th opportunity to see Pack the Stands. Maybe talk a little bit about what your impressions are now and kind of where you see it going in the future as well. Maybe.
I think it's a great event. To me, the best part about it is how so many people come together to make this a reality. Many hands make for light work, and so many parent volunteers, so many people that are taking on different tasks. There's a lot that goes into it. When we have a bigger event, usually that's me and my staff, whether it's me and my secretary Gail or some of our event workers that are really tasked with getting all those things done. Here, it's just so many people coming together from both East and West to put on a great event here, and so many people that are so invested in it, putting in a lot of time, for free to really make it a reality. And so it's been a lot of fun. I'm glad that the weather's held off, and I'm glad that we have a great crowd here today. It's been very, very good day.
We really do. And I asked Kevin if there was a weatherman that was on the if he was at all on the Pack the Stands committee, because moving this up to 3:30 and with the way that the weather seems to be maybe turning, it's just getting cloudy now, so nothing dangerous obviously, but seems to have been the smart thing to do.
Yeah, I agree. We talked yesterday. It was about 11:30 or so that we met up here, and we just thought, given the forecast yesterday, about noon, they were saying, it was about 5 o'clock when the weather was supposed to roll in. And now it looks like it might be closer to 7 or 8 tonight. But to still have that cushion and still make sure that we can get it in, with the condensed schedule, the rescheduled games that we've had, it would have made things really tough. Not just from all of the vendors and the fans and everybody that's involved here today, but just to simply get the game in, before the end of the regular season would have been a challenge. It would have meant some very busy weeks with probably 4 games, maybe even 5, depending on the date that we did it. And so this was, it did work out well, to move it up and to get them in, and we're glad we did. So.
And I know you've been presented with some interesting challenges this year with the weather, coordinating different complexes when needed, and different things. I know all of the athletics at Mankato West are appreciative of your efforts. Can you talk a little bit about, are there any nuances or any challenges that you face when helping coordinate an event that's at the Caswell North complex, and does it add any unique wrinkles for you?
Well, I think probably the biggest thing is, we're working with partnerships here. It's, working with the city of North Mankato in terms of, what does Phil Tossenson, what's your take on the field situations here? And they are phenomenal to work with. They've been so helpful, to getting all the setup and all the logistics and the coordination. They've been great. And to... like I talked about earlier, so many different people that have been invested in this and helped in this, and Phil would be very high on that list, as Jason Lobitz and the rest of Phil's staff up here to be involved and to be helpful and to make sure that all of the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. It's really been a positive working relationship with everybody here at Caswell North. And
that's fantastic. Yeah. That's good. And I'll tell you, the complex itself, given weather, given all the different things that we've had this year, from the State Cup event to hosting some of the Summer State Soccer event, and the other play, the complex still looks fantastic.
It does. Yep.
So that crew does a really nice job.
They do. They really do. Yep. And and it's probably a similar crew that works over at Caswell with softball. And we had a 3-hour rain delay in the middle of the state championship softball game, and they were outstanding in terms of getting those fields prepped and ready, and so they are very, very good at what they do. Yep.
Well, we got to be careful how much we pitch them up, because maybe Kevin and the MSU team might want to take some of those people on if we're not careful.
Right. We got to be careful about that. Yeah.
So they're good. They're good.
They are. Yeah. Well, and he's got Bruce is pretty good up there too. And
yeah.
So we're fortunate with the guys. Pete Myers with our guys down at West and at East, and so I think all the grounds crews do a real good job. And like you said, it's been challenging. I've not had a fall like this in 12 years as an athletic administrator, just with all of the not just rain, but heavy monsoon type rain, and obviously historic flooding over this past week. But even before that, the weather has just been so odd for a fall, very, very abnormal, and presented a lot of challenges just for all of us in terms of trying to get games in and rescheduled it when we can't get them in. So
yeah, absolutely has been a very challenging fall season for sports. Appreciate you spending some time today with us and sharing some of your thoughts about the event, some of the challenges of getting it coordinated, both weather-related and coordination-related. And again, we appreciate your efforts and leadership on both sides. I know both athletic directors, when they host the event, show a lot of leadership and provide a lot of coordination to make this event happen as well as it does. So we appreciate your efforts.
Well, thank you, Rustin, and thanks to you and Kevin for handling the play-by-play and the color here. This is a neat opportunity to have this, broadcast like this. I can't imagine that there's a whole lot of schools that can say that they get the quality of production that we're getting out of this. And
yeah,
so, thanks, guys.
I would agree with you. Thank you, sir.
You bet.
All right, heading back to the action. I know we've had a couple exciting moments back in the west side, or west offensive side. I noticed one really nice save from Zach. And the Cougars, we've got a player down right now. I didn't quite get the number. But again, look at the sportsmanship and look at kind of the community effort here with Jake Makala trying to help maybe stretch him out if he's got a cramp and get him back on the field.
He's a do-it-all guy. That's the state's all-time scoring leader, playing the role of athletic trainer, trying to help his opponent there work through some cramping, it appears.
Yeah, that definitely looks like a cramp, Kevin. Having a little trouble. Looks like it's maybe a hamstring or a quad that's kind of locking up on him there. So
Makala, college bound, I'm sure. I don't know. Some college programs going to be very fortunate to pick him up as a soccer player, but maybe giving us a little indication on a possible major curriculum there, sports medicine.
There you go. Maybe in the long run he'll go into athletic training, sports medicine. Who knows? A lot of these athletes tend to really enjoy staying in the field, and it might be a good way for him to go in the future here. So yeah, and I would agree with you, Kevin. Whichever program happens to pick him up, and I know he's talked to several Division I programs. They're gonna be lucky. They're gonna have a natural goal scorer, and I look forward to seeing what he does at the next level.
Definitely a next level player. Yeah, there's been some discussion about some opportunities. Some Big Ten schools pursuing him in the summer. Not sure where that all stands now. I think he wanted to focus after coming off the club season on the high school season. Signing date, will come later here. And I just got 2 words for any college recruiters out there: sign him.
Good words, good strong words. Interesting that you mentioned that too, Kevin. I know when I talked to Rick at halftime about their family goals and the pursuit of this record, Rick tended to talk even more about what the team goal was, which the team goal is to make it to state and maybe even win a state championship. I know they both Jake and his dad have went and scouted some of the top teams in the state just to see what some of their tendencies are already. So, that's a good commitment towards that goal.
Absolutely. As much as we've given kudos to Jake for an unbelievable accomplishment, the all-time leading scorer in Minnesota, it's about the team before the individual.
Players seem to be have a little more energy this half. The sun and the heat seem to be taking it out of them as much. I think, Kevin, temperature's probably dropped as much as maybe 5, 6, or 7 degrees already, and feels very nice out here.
some energy from the Cougar student section over there trying to rally the troops too. We'll see if the Scarlet student section answers that call. Both of them got a little bit of a tune-up a couple weeks ago in the jug game up at Blakesley. Now the soccer version of the jug game here with packed to stands and the student section's getting into it.
Jake looking to add to that total. And it looks like he's got it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is number 114 for Jake Makala, and is also a hat trick in this game. And he runs over to do some celebration with his his friends and his family and his fellow students at West.
Yep, adding to the state record now there. That was a tough one for Mr. Stanley to try to defend back there. That's textbook Makala. He gets you broken down in the box one-on-one. He's going to convert a high percentage of those.
Yeah, he was able to break down the defense there. It looked like the defender may have slipped even just a little bit, but again, when you've got somebody coming at you with that level of skill and that level of pace, it is tough to kind of keep your footing, and especially when it's just slightly slippery here. It looks like the back may have slipped, and Jake was able to get past him pretty quickly, one-on-one with the keeper. And like you said, I would say Jake's going to win a lot of those one-on-one matchups with the keeper. That puts him in a tough situation.
It's important here now for the Cougars not to have their spirit broken. That's when the Chaska game got a little out of hand for them. I think these clubs could see each other again in the postseason. It's important to answer a little bit here and again, not to break here and let this thing get out of hand.
We've got a couple players now going down for the Cougars that seem to be cramping. I don't know if that's the heat and the sun from earlier that kind of took a toll on them. I know as a coach myself, I advised all of the players on our team on the girls' side to hydrate like crazy last night, make sure they got a good night's sleep. And I'll tell you, playing this event itself a lot of times brings not only anxiety but expectations, a lot of different things that can just make your body react a little bit differently. And that may be happening, both the dehydration and just some other effects on the Cougar players right now.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the intensity and anxiety that comes with playing your crosstown rival, the adrenaline can be a good thing, and sometimes it can be a bad thing in terms of draining the body. We've got the overcast conditions moving in. Still important for these players to hydrate. The heat and the humidity took a little bit of a toll here. I saw the east sideline down there. They were working the potassium with the passing out the bananas in the team huddle, trying to ward off those cramps here, but it seems like it's taken a little bit of a toll here on the Cougars here, and they're working through attending to some of these players out on the field with some cramping issues.
And you can see a lot of the players being smart and doing a couple things. A couple of them are hydrating, and a couple of them are definitely huddling up and maybe talking a little bit of strategy. You got a good look here at the sideline of all the different folks that have been able to turn out to this event. Again, we don't have a definitive count on the number, but it's in the high hundreds, that's for sure. Sometimes it approaches 1,000 by the time you get in all the different games. We've had 3 different levels of games today that started at 11:30, and just excited to see how this community continues to embrace soccer and where it's going.
Yeah, I'll give her a Chamber of Commerce estimate. I oftentimes called on to do the attendance estimation up at MSU, and I think we've got a good 500 to 600 fans over there packing the stands right now. Well over 1,000 people. As you said, we've had 6-7 games out here over 4 different fields this afternoon. Lots of people coming in to see soccer at all levels, from 9th grade, JV, varsity games today. It's been a great day of soccer in the community. We had rec play out here early morning. We had the youth clinic with the MSU women's team putting on that youth clinic. Action shifts to the pitch tomorrow when we see Minnesota State take on Southwest Minnesota State. A couple former Scarlet teammates in Maddie Brandt, McKenna Peters will face off tomorrow. Former teammates at West, former club teammates Mankato and parts Twin Cities as well. So that'll be an interesting matchup tomorrow.
Yeah, I would encourage anyone that has an opportunity to swing up to the pitch at Mankato, Minnesota State University tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I believe, is the game. You'll see not only an entertaining game, but you'll see a lot of the girls from the Mankato West team will be there to support their former teammates as well. Both of those teammates being on the 2013 team for the Scarlets that made a nice little run at state a couple years ago.
Yeah, as you mentioned, those two teammates, the last time the Scarlets advanced out of the section championship into some of the final games played at the Metrodome. I know that this West girls team would like to open that new facility up at TCF, and being one of the last teams to play in the Metrodome, maybe one of the first teams to get an opportunity up in the new facility.
Yeah, that would absolutely create some memories, Kevin. Here we've got the Scarlets with a little bit of build-up. I know the defense from the Cougars is going to suffer here a little bit, as Drew Davis seems to be one of the players that went down for the Cougars, and he's been pretty strong on their back line. So I'm sure they're hoping to get him hydrated, get rid of those cramps, and maybe see if they can get him back in there for maybe the final 15 or so.
Yes, Davis, definitely one of the defensive stalwarts there. They really built the wall back there in the first half, made it very difficult for the Scarlets to penetrate and get any great chances. Seeing a couple second half goals here as West opens it up a little bit, but hopefully Davis can get back into the game.
I like what I'm seeing out of Jimmy Miller today, too. Jimmy's done a nice job of helping the Scarlets hold the midfield. Has made some really nice advancing passes as well to get his teammates into dangerous position. Jimmy probably would tell you he's a hockey player more than a soccer player, but doing a nice job on the pitch today.
Yes, he's got some excellent wheels up there. Miller, Lim, Makala, that's quite a formidable trio up there, up top for the Scarlets, reminiscent of that Scarlet team that went deep in the playoffs several years ago.
Yeah, and in fact, I know we've got, I don't know if any of those boys are here today, but I know we've had a lot of alumni here today from the soccer program. And I jokingly told some of the alumni we were going to hold an alumni game at halftime. So everybody seemed to be game.
Those alumni love the game. They would have probably jumped in there. We did have some of our rec players out there on the field, but we could have got a good alumni game going on the other end.
Well, it's starting to get a little physical here. Can't tell if that's actually inside or just on the line of the 18, but looks like they're going to get a kick for the Cougars here in a really dangerous location. Colin Knutson going over there to get the ball where he wants it.
Short-sided corner here, a mini corner.
Yeah. Cougars are starting to get some numbers up, looking like they're trying to bring some defenders forward. Let's see what Colin can do with this cross here. Yarrow with a header, just kind of missed, went off the top of his head, but the Cougars are able to keep possession.
Yeah, big scrum in the middle, but it came out of there pretty quickly, and no great chance for the Cougars off that short direct.
Oh, nice slide tackle there by Trey Burmeister, making sure that the Cougars have to throw in the ball rather than advance it down to the end line and get across. Good idea by the Cougars, trying to advance it inside the 18 with a couple quick passes. Good communication there between Jared Lim and Finn, making sure that they didn't collide.
Yes, as you mentioned there, a nice call off so they avoid the collision there. Heady play by the Scarlets there.
Well, looks like the Scarlets were looking to go quick. The ref's going to ask them to move the ball back. Was looking to make sure that they had a 10-yard advantage here for this free kick.
Talked to Jerry Berg, the signer for the referees in the region. We've got some state caliber officials here, I'm told. State assigner that makes the assignment for the state tournament down here, evaluating the talent from the Stripes today, looking for some officials that'll be assigned in the postseason. Great to have that kind of caliber of officiating here for these exciting crosstown rivalry games.
Yeah, and I think you and I both know some of the officials in the area personally, and I know they all take great pride in if they get the opportunity to AR center, not only at sections, but it's a great honor to be considered maybe to even be looked at a state level for the state tournament.
Yeah, we've got some great officials in the area, and Brian Fell mentioned that some of the challenges that have come from the weather. These teams are busy. Those officials are busy with all the rescheduling.
Looks like Mason was trying to go quick there again. But we had another Cougar down with some cramping or some type of injury. Ball back in Mason's hand for the throw-in.
Little triage in effect here over on the Cougar sideline as they work several players with some cramping, trying to get them rehydrated, trying to get them stretched out, trying to get them back on the field.
Looks like Jimmy Miller's going to go rehydrate himself as well. Got a couple subs in here, including Gus Olseth, number 22 for the Scarlets. And number 15. Oh, good attempt by Colin to play a ball to the corner here. And the Scarlets kind of escort that ball out of trouble, reset their defense.
Cougars number 11, Eric.
Short throw. Colin Knutson does a good job of fighting that one off. Ball comes in. Tyler DeFore does a nice job of just policing that, making sure that nothing's too dangerous there.
Seeing the coaches open up the benches a little bit here. Some of these players getting maybe their first varsity pack to stands experiences. And I know that Coach Asplund would like to rally the troops here and see them get on the board late. Again, give them a little confidence because this is a team that they could see again in the postseason.
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting too, Kevin. I talked to one of the girls on the Scarlet team prior to the game, and just to tell you how much this game means, one of the younger players who normally is definitely a calm, cool individual had some nerves going before the game, and I think both the Pack the Stands and the East-West rivalry is just something. If you're new to varsity or you're a relatively young player in the program, getting to this level and playing with that level of emotion the first time can be a little crazy. And I would imagine some of the boys are experiencing that today.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotion that comes with this game as we see Knutson send it out of the corner, right on the mark, but DeFore there to haul it in.
It looks like Colin might have been trying to bend that one in and catch some of the back post even maybe. Cougars doing a good job of trying to apply some high pressure here as their Scarlets are looking to move the ball.
It's getting a little iffy for the Scarlets trying to clear there, but they've got it out now.
Nice chip ball by Jake. Looks like we might have a player offside still, though, but good idea by the Scarlets and good vision by Jake Mackla to see that player running on.
Yeah, he put a nice pass out into space there for him, let him run on there, but just timing the run just a hair offsides. But they'll keep that one in mind. That was a good combination there up top from Mackla on that lead pass, and we'll see him maybe work that run again.
Got about 13 minutes left in the game. Cougars are going to try to get on the board. You know, Kevin, if they can get a goal here, one of the most dangerous leads in soccer is a 2-goal lead. So if they can just get that first one on the board, and they're going to look to advance the ball here, maybe in somewhat of a dangerous position from about 35 to 40 yards out. But I think if they could break the ice here, Kevin, this game could get pretty interesting here at the end.
Yeah, I think if they, would, buoy the spirits of the Cougars here, if they could get on the board. And Scarlets don't want to let off the gas here. The Cougars are a dangerous team.
Nice cross set to about the 12. Headed out very nicely by Carlin Meyer. Scarlets are back in possession. A couple of the subs doing a nice job here in the midfield for the Scarlets. And advanced ball into a dangerous position here. Trey Burmeister shows why he's a captain. Getting the ball out of trouble and trying to advance it for the Scarlets.
Makala tracking on it there, but pushing off to get a little bit of separation. I think in football we would call that offensive pass interference.
Soccer, we're just going to call that a foul. And Jake still playing aggressive here with 3 goals already. Got his hat trick and still looking to play aggressive. You talk about that goal scorer's mentality. That's well shown here, where he continues to play at a pretty advanced and pretty intense level, even though they've got a 3-goal lead, and he's scored 3 goals already in this game.
That's a hungry dog looking to hunt yet, and yeah, he's not letting up out there. He's got 3, and a lot of people would be content with a hat trick, but Makala looking to help maybe put the nail in the coffin a little bit with a 4th goal here. But the Cougars are going to do the best they can to keep the Scarlets and Makala off the board anymore here.
Scarlets looking to be holding the line here at about the 18, trying to keep those players from advancing in. Lofted, kind of a nice fluffy ball into the inside that just couldn't find the head of a Cougar. Jake decides they're just going to advance the ball down the field and reset.
Sends a link to the field, smart play, takes some more time off the clock.
Ooh, chippy play on the side there a little bit. Kind of a couple players ran into each other, both fighting for the ball on the sideline there. Looks like we're going to actually get a free kick for the Scarlets.
Both these teams, still a lot of action ahead here. The season will wind down here over the next couple weeks. Still a lot of soccer to play. A lot of jockeying around as they fight for position not only in the conference standings but in those section standings that'll determine the postseason seeding.
Yeah, and some of the importance there, Kevin, is if you can get that number 1 seed, you get an automatic bye many times in the sectional playoffs. If you have a team that maybe needs some healing and to get healthy, get their legs back underneath them, that bye can go a long way to doing that. But the other advantage, obviously, for you there is a lot of home games in the section, which as a student athlete can be very important. Make sure you can get your homework done as well as be ready to play your soccer games and be at your best level.
Yeah, there's something about playing at home that there's a comfort with that. It's always nice to play in front of the home stands. Both these programs have built a nice environment on their home pitches here. I believe the Scarlets have made the complex here a little bit of a second home. The main home field just across the way over there at Dakota Metals, but I believe the Scarlets will be out here if they have the good fortune of hosting section play.
Kind of a fun moment there for me as a fan, Kevin, as Tyler DeForest stood over the ball waiting to pick it up and Bailey Marshall went in. I noticed that they were both kind of smiling and laughing at each other and having a good time still playing this game. So number 1 for these boys. I'm sure they have each team has goals in advancing in sections and doing well, not only in this game but to finish out this season. But let's face it, they're all playing this game to have some fun, and that was on display right there. Really impressive and was fun to see.
Yeah, they're battling out there. There's some good intensity. We've got another Cougar player down here. I'm not sure if that's a cramping issue or maybe an ankle, but a lot of intensity, a lot of physicality, but there'll be a lot of hugs and handshakes after the game.
That's number 4, Suleiman Haji. That seems to be almost looks like more of an injury than a cramp, as he's going to limp off the field here and get a sub, I think.
Yeah, he's signaling to the sideline that he needs to come off. Good to see that he's able to move off under his own power, but nonetheless, an injury. Asking for some help from the bench, and I think Coach Asplin's looking at the bench there and picking out a substitute. It looks like maybe he's going to be able to walk off that injury and moving pretty well again.
Yep. seems to have gotten a second wind or a second step into his stride here. So Haji will stay on the field. They do have a sub when they can get one available for him here up at the line. As the Scarlets look to advance. Little shoulder-to-shoulder play there that's called against the Scarlets. I think that was Pat Collins. Shoulder-to-shoulder with the Cougar there. And looked like he maybe just had a little extra leverage there.
Was that Davis back out on the field, though, I think, for the Cougars maybe drawing that foul? I believe that was Davis. If so, it's good to see that he's recovered from his cramping incident or injury to get back out on the field.
Yep, that is Drew Davis that's back on the field. And Colby Gagnon is on the bench right now hydrating and probably will go back in the game here shortly to finish up. Both coaches doing a good job of making sure that all the players are getting some playing time here at Pack the Stands and at this important event, this big competitive rivalry event that we have between East and West. And good to see that all the bench players are seeming to get into the game as well today.
They say experience is the best teacher, and I think, as we mentioned, the Cougars with a very young squad here, getting them all some opportunities here in the Pack the Stands game. It'll pay off in the future for the Cougars.
An advancing ball. Scarlet's looking to keep possession. Got a defensive back coming into the play, being offensive. I always like that. And probably a little bit of the lack of game time and lack of experience shown there just with an offsides penalty. We've had a few of those in the game, but sometimes when you get in the game for the first time, you put your wheels underneath you and you go a little faster than you expected, and you might be just in a little bit of an offsides position.
Yeah, as you mentioned, just a little bit of a timing issue and with some inexperience, but AR waving a flag back there for the offsides call.
Colin Knutson really doing a nice job today, controlling that midfield for these Cougars. Try to advance a ball to number 12, which is Mokhtar Yarrow. Cougars are advancing the ball. Little contact from Jake Newman there. Cougars were looking for a call, potentially didn't get one. Yarrow's going to jump back up. Sam Ambrose with a steal in the corner there and advancing the ball up to see if the Scarlets can get it out of their defensive end.
A little rough and tumble down on this end here, and I thought maybe the Cougars were going to get a call there. One of those that had the coaches and the fans a little excited came in the box. I thought maybe we were going to see the penalty kick, but no call. And Scarlet's able to clear it, put it down there into the field.
Looks like the Scarlets will set up here for a free kick. Might have been a little bit of a rough tackle on that play. Looked like it's just a good hard play, but might have been a little rough tackle. Scarlets will set this one up. Nice left-footed cross going in. Jake Neumann looking to get his head on that one. Just a little bit behind the ball, but a good aggressive run there from Jake.
Yeah, again, pretty liberal substitution from the Scarlet sideline, getting a lot of players into the game now here. Most of the starters taking a seat probably for the day here as we wind down. About 3.5 minutes left in the contest.
Get the ball in the midfield here. Both teams are looking to get some possession that could be dangerous. Looks like the Cougars are maybe going to win that battle. We're still in the midfield. Scarlets repossess the ball. And I think Colin Knutson has got to have the, for me, he's got to have the Energizer Bunny Award. of the game, as I see Colin from on both sides of the field here. And again, as we had mentioned, Colin's one of those players that I enjoy watching just because I believe he's going to be dangerous offensively. But I really have a fond appreciation for the way people with that kind of effort can play on the defensive side of the ball, and he's really willing to show that effort and be an aggressive player on that side of the ball as well.
Yeah, art of a champion out there, still giving it everything he's got here late in the game. A lot of coaches like to talk about work rate. You talked about his pace of play, great work rate, great energy out there, bringing it from start to finish.
Yeah, and as you had mentioned, some of the players that are on the field for the Cougars right now, definitely underclassmen, freshman, sophomore grades, and we expect good things and big things out of the Cougars program here again in a couple of years, where they'll have a really big senior class that's got some good talent.
Yes, a lot of young talent out there now for the Cougars. So we mentioned Zach Stanley, the move-in transfer from Utah. Believe I was told at one time that Cougars added, almost, I believe, 5 new players that were move-ins or transfers to the school this year. So kind of blending all the parts together, young talent, new talent. We'll see. I think this team will gel late and will be a force to be reckoned with in the postseason.
On another personal note, Kevin, I see that the Scarlets, Lady Soccer Scarlets, over there with a couple signs up for the boys. So good team support and good showmanship from the girls there.
Yeah, it's great to see them out here, supporting the boys to the end. It's been a long day, I'm sure, for them. Some of them out here early for pregame interviews, through warm-ups, intense game in the ladies' game with the Lady Scarlets coming out on top, 4-1. But it's nice to see them out here supporting the boys' team.
Kevin, we got about the game. I just want to say thank you again for being my co-broadcaster here at the event. We're volunteers, so really happy to get this in and have enough people to not only organize the event but to help broadcast the event. We want to thank Bethany TV and KTV for their efforts. All the local access channels and broadcasting that they do really helps to bring some positive things to pack the stands and to the soccer in Mankato. So to everybody that's played a part in this game as well as planning it, we want to say thank you. We'd also like to say congratulations to the Scarlets as they win this game. And obviously, shining moment here and memorable moment, historical moment, Mr. Jake Makla scoring not only the record tire, but the record breaker, and then adding one to it, Kevin, at the end of the game.
Yeah, I'd add to those kudos. A lot of, as one of the co-chairs of the events, lots of volunteers behind the success of this today. We had Brian Fell on, the West AD. Did a great job leading us through this. Phil Tossis is out here with Caswell Sports. Teams exchanging handshakes out there. We've been entertained with a great game. Rustin, kudos to you for bringing your talents behind the mic. And we're going to wrap this up with a trophy presentation, but thanks so much for being with us on the air, Rustin.
Yeah, absolutely. For any of those folks that have got a chance to watch this live, it was as it's broadcast or streamed, or happen to be watching this on Bethany TV on YouTube. We hope you enjoyed the event. Fantastic event with hundreds and thousands of people here today. And again, thank you to everyone that helped pull this off. And as you had mentioned, the big game today comes with the trophy. And the Scarlets will be taking that home. I know they'll be excited, as the girls were in the first game, to take home the trophy. And the Scarlets are maybe one step closer to that goal of ending up number 1 in the section.
Yeah, great afternoon of soccer here, resulting in a Scarlet sweep for both the boys and the girls programs. As we wrap things up, remember a great Mankato soccer get-together continues tomorrow. It's Mankato United Soccer Day. Up there is Minnesota State, Southwest Minnesota State, tangle at the pitch at MSU at 1 o'clock. 2 former West teammates, club teammates, Maddie Brandt, McKenna Peters squaring off in that 1 o'clock matchup. And if that wasn't enough, culminate your weekend out at Buffalo Wild Wings all day, 11 to 9. Eat wings, raise funds to support this great event.
And here are the Scarlets, as well as their fans, celebrating this trophy. Kevin, that looks like a lot of fun. So I will also tell you there will be, I believe there'll be one other Mankato United player that will be playing at the event who lived in Le Sueur, who happened to play for soccer for me, and Maddie Kleschelt, who is a SMU, or SMU, am I saying that right? As well. She'll be there as well, I believe, and I wish her and her teammates good luck as well to the Lady Mavericks as well. We're going to wrap up the broadcast here, and again, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and congratulations to both squads on a well-fought match.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.